on Gambit Youngsters here. Second game of the day, second best of 3 here on the B stream for the WePlay Clutch Island.
Oh, whoa. For what's up?
So we have a double flash here for Kid and a defuse kit, and a lot of damage being done early on onto Supra and Inters, and now the peak goes down in towards Monstrous. Norbert, Nealon, and Norbert again finding kills. Axel finds one back, but that's a horrible start here for Gambit Youngsters. Full rotation coming in to swarm that bomb as well. The last 4 remaining players all over the bomb right now, and Gambit Youngsters, well, they have a real difficult task ahead of them. Some would call impossible.
Yeah, I don't think this pistol round's going their way, is it? Axel's had some good rounds, but not quite that good. Yeah, the problem here for me is Syman Gaming coming into Overpass. It's not an insane map for them. It's okay, middle of the road. For Gambit Youngsters, though, just so damn dominant. I was talking about this coming to the end of the previous game. When you look at how things have gone, it is just very difficult to imagine a situation where Gambit Youngsters lose Overpass.
So we were talking about a little bit earlier today about how many matches that we've got coming up today, and obviously this is a very, very long process today. We've got 4 best of 3s in one day on both streams, so 8 BO3s in total here that we play Clutch Island. And over on the mainstream, their first best of 3 lasted 5 hours.
Oh god, that's not what you want. Five hours for best of 3, it's insane. Well,
no, I seen Vince tweeting about it. He's having a great time having 5 hours in that first game, but you know, we're still going strong here in the B stream. Under a minute left in play. Gambit Youngsters, as the D goes out in pure force. A lot of utility available now as well. Over for Syman, they've got 2 M4s for Mass, MP9 in play. Axel with the Deagle will start things off. Now, Gambit Youngsters isn't the T-round force buy we like to see, you know. It hasn't got the rifles in play, but it is certainly a Deagle buy. And we know that Gambit Youngsters have the ability to pull these kind of rounds off. And off they go with that first kill, but it's traded back again. Mode alongside Nealon, getting the frags on in. We're able to deal the damage with 1 headshot. Norbert coming through as well. And it's just Shiro. He has found himself an M4. Oh, just enough ammo to get that kill. Now Shiro taps the bomb, tries to pull him into the open. With a flank committed from Kios from behind, will take Shiro down. And it's going to be 2-0 up for Syman Gaming.
a 2-0 for Syman. They're looking good. Now moving up against pistols. The eco for Gambit Youngsters, there shouldn't be a whole lot that the T's can do. Now with Deagles in play, you never want to count out a CIS team, but well, especially Syman, considering they lost to the USPs. But ever since then, they've been a whole lot more cautious.
Well, Norbert down in the connectors, shutting down Supra. Shiro going down as well. 3 versus 5, a 2-man advantage in play for Syman Gaming. Now followed up as well. This is one of those rounds you just cleanly pick up if you're Syman. Add them all to the tally, and it's just Axel now left alone.
Yeah, with the bomb down as well. It's not even like he can get a sneaky plant. Although Syman are covering every single angle, ensuring that isn't a possibility. With 40 seconds left on the clock. I think his best hope is to just find as much damage as he can. Take some weapons out of the hands of Syman Gaming and keep their economy nice and low. They can potentially force them onto an eco in the next round. He gets himself one. Already a good effort. The SMG rushing them down up close. MP9 and MP5 fighting for this kill. And eventually, it's going to be Cade to take it. A little bit of extra cash for him. And Syman lose one player, not the end of the world. But here's Gambit's full buy, when they should be a little bit scared. The scoped rifle coming out for Shiro. Not a surprise, he loves them. We've seen him take the AUG, and now the Krieg. Syman starting this off by taking a bit of damage onto Mo. He tried to op down in Monster. Couldn't quite get the angle in time. That forces him out of position, and Gambit youngsters can't really capitalize on it. But at least they've made Mo a little bit more scared. Now playing super passive to CT. But in his stead, 2 players have gone down to hold Monster. It's the SMG of Cade to take the opening fight with the MP5. He doesn't get a lot done, and Chaos only good for the trade on the 10 HP player. Kill for Axel as Nealon falls and a 4v2 ensues. Syman gonna have to get in to stop the defuse, or to get the defuse, excuse me, the retake on its way. Again, not the easiest of situations. They at least started off well by taking down Axel. The commitment is going to be there. Mo is holding on the longer angle, hoping for a peek to come through from Monster. And so that's what Norbert's trying to force out. He's moving forward, causing the bait, allowing Inters to fall. Mo with the kill, tapping the bomb, pulling the players out into the open. This is so well handled by Syman. They know the bomb isn't being defused though, and Nafni is hoping that Mo is going to be pulled off, but he's sticking it. Nafni hasn't got it. No, he actually came off. Whoa, why has he done that? He was waiting for the peak, and Nafni wins the round. I thought Mo was going to just sneaky full balls to the wall defuse it. But in its stead, it's a 3-1 scoreline.
Well, 3-1 up. And the AWP out for Shiro. Did have a few audio issues, mate, so hopefully those have been fixed.
That sounds good for now, hopefully. Hopefully we remain like that. Nature of online CS, and hello! We've seen that tried a couple times there in the previous Overpass, Dinko, didn't we? The 4-man boost, but that's the first successful one.
It is indeed the first successful one, and now man advantage in play here. Doubled for the Gambit youngsters. Mo is going to be holding on down in towards the connector, taking away Supra. An easy kill coming his way. 3 versus 4 can ensue, with Gambit youngsters holding the initial man advantage. And 13 seconds left in play. Plenty of time still available. The Gambit youngsters side, depending on what they want to do. Kios checks out to the left side. The kill coming through from Axel that follows things up here for the Gambit youngsters. Now under a minute. Axel starting to walk his way through the monster tunnel on towards the side. Catches Cade. That'll be a nice kill picked up from Axel. There's a flasher go through as well. 45 seconds is all that remain. And Gambit youngsters actually send their forces up towards this A-bomb site. They'll get the plant through. Nafni ensuring that it happens. Now they leave Mo on the other end of the map.
Mo had a decent performance there in the 2 versus 4, but this AWP is so valuable to them right now. They'll never go in for it, but even saving ain't going to be easy. Gambit youngsters have got him completely locked in on B, and they'll look to late push and take him down. Hero is going to open this door. You can see it by his body language. He wants to do it, and if he does, he might just have spotted Mo out in the open. Gonna get away with it. Coming up through short. The spam is there. They've spotted him. And oh no, Mo. Although they won't take the upgrade to the op, they've at least dropped him. And Syman Gaming getting out of that round with nothing.
Well, Syman Gaming, when you take a look at what they've got, it is literally nothing into this. It's just USPs in play. Over for Gambit youngsters, it's the 4 rifles, AWP for Shiro. Just Syman now with the 5 USPs in play. 1 flash buying available for Nealon, so he's going to try at least something here for the Syman side. They stack together, hoping that this mob mentality will play out. They can overrun a couple of players. Utility coming up in towards long. Inters. Now moving forward alongside Cheer Up as they check behind the stone. There's no one there. The rest of the squad from Syman hiding up here on A long. This is not going to be good for Gambit Youngsters, currently sending 3 players towards this side of the map. Well, they lined it up and they make it look easy. The kills come in. Inters cleans up a double kill, and it's Gambit Youngsters that will find themselves another round collected. 3-3.
Three to 3, an even matchup, all tied up. That's what you like to see, but Gambit Youngsters look for even more. They're greedy. Wanting to pull it up to that 4th round, push Syman to another eco, and at that point fly so far ahead. We know their T side on overpass is good. Indeed, their overpass in general. Although Syman got off to a good start, I still don't feel comfortable in the position they're at. Coming into round number 7, Syman's full buy does not feature an AWP. They can't afford it. And even alongside utility, they're struggling. Just 3 smokes to play with. First player to fall is going to be in toilets as Norbert gets isolated. Another player is aggressive there. It's Mo, but without that op, he's not quite as scary, is he? Gambit looked to take him down, but first clearing out the rest of toilets towards the long side. And seeing that's clear, that bomb should be retrieved. But the option's going to be being risky as they don't have any connector or monster control. Oh, Mo's walked right past the player up close short. He's flanking out the long guys. The timing is so good, Axel doesn't see him. Mo is in such a good position. This should be at least 1 kill. Surely, if he goes towards long, he has 3 players that have no idea that he's there, but he gets spotted walking right into the sight line of Axel. That is tragic.
Well, 2-man advantage collected here for Gambit Youngsters. Thanks to Axel. And while Nafri taking 1, it's going to be Nealon that falls. Now Kid under pressure, holding from the truck. He'll be looking for the lineups. He'll get 1 kill, but he tucks into the left side, looking for a little bit more. Inters there with a headshot. Kios dealt with Kid. He'll find another, and the final kill comes through from Axel. It's a double for him in the round. And Gambit Youngsters will head to 4 rounds on the board. Starting to look good on this T side now, starting to really rack these rounds up.
A 4-3. Gambit Youngsters should be, as you're saying, racking the rounds up because it should be a 5th. You know, look at what Syman have to work with. They don't even buy armor on most players. Those nades become even more deadly, but returning them. Gambit Youngsters almost losing 2 players at the very start of the round. Nafni and Inters, 10 health between them. Those are some fantastic frag grenades. And as Shiro fades away, he's got to regroup with his team quickly.
Yeah, they make their way into this B-bomb site. It's going to be Inters that takes down Kios. Versus 3. Gambit Youngsters should be cleaning this round up really easily. They have that man advantage in play. Plenty of time as well. No need for any mistakes. They have nothing forcing them, at least. And now Gambit Youngsters send those players in towards water. To put a little bit of pressure in towards the B-bomb site. Currently waiting here is Nealon. Alongside Mo on the B-bomb site. So, again, not too much expected here from the CT side.
With the 2 players low, the pistols can be very, very dangerous, but for now, nothing is being offered up. They take the round pretty cleanly, only losing the 1. A whole lot better than it could have been. And that puts us into a position at 5-3, where Syman can get back on the board. They can finally get a buy round. The only question is, it couldn't go any better for them. This is where they need to make a stop. Failing to defeat Gambit Youngsters here will put the T side so far ahead, with still plenty more to play for. The fast B play. Down into getting water control. 2 players spread out. They've got that. Now they look to split into connector. The nade early. The spam dealt quite a bit of damage to Nafni, but Mao does get returned on a little bit. As Super comes up, they should be going to door together. As Super decides to push on out through the door, using the utility to flush them back. Mo's already left Con though. I mean, he's back up on site.
Well, at this point, good bit of damage being done early on, but it's Nealon that burns away Inters, and that's a man advantage collected here for Syman. They're looking to hold on to it as well. They've done damage onto Nafni. Kid barely alive, barely still walking, but I mean, they'll be happy enough with the advantage they've managed to muster together. 4 seconds now on play. Bomb left outside the B-bomb site at the moment here. Gambit Youngsters going to be taking their time. Trying to work this pick back. Syman have a bit of a flank about to come on through, but Norbert might just die here unless the timing is perfect for him. He goes out long. 2 players walk into middle, and he might just get this flank on from in behind. Starting to come through up through playground. Now this could be it. Front party, the first kill. It's an execution, a double kill for Norbert. The perfect timing on the flank and the double kill collected. That leaves Axel and Nafni in a 2v5.
This is what Syman needed, answering back when it's least expected of them. Gambit Youngsters come in, gain lots of map control early on, and Nafni, the one player that looked certain to fall early round, actually survived all the way to the end. They're trying to finish off the player close in water, but Axel has no notion of dying today. And with that 2 weapons carried forward, Gambit Youngsters can still get a decent investment out. Syman happy to pick up a 4th. Their economy semi-secured because of the fact that they survive with so many players, and a victory here will still leave Gambit with money, but will help Syman out a whole bunch in just rectifying the mistakes made earlier and building up that economy, as we said. Here we come on, rocking into round number 10. And Gambit with a much slower approach towards water and short B. This time flashing in to allow those 2 players to push forward. It's even still sort of staggered through the smoke. Nafni could have been taken down if there was a challenge there. The nade to clear the close corner, make it more favorable on the fights. And they've gained the map control. This time, a much slower play towards connector as well. But on the back of nothing coming through, no spams, no boosts, none of that in the con, I think at this point they should probably realize that Syman have a different setup to what they've normally been deploying, and that connector is, if not open, being held much, much more passively.
Well, Nafni comes through the monster tunnel, takes 1 and a 2nd kill as well. Keo's picked off. Norbert, Mo, and Nealon. A 3 versus 4 now with a man advantage in play for Gambit Youngsters. 37 seconds. When they decide to go, it's still up for grabs. Utility's going to go down. It's a nade. Going to land too much significant damage. Inters, though, he is going to find a headshot, and that will do significant damage onto Nealon. Completely gets rid of him very quickly. Weakens the defense completely here for Syman Gaming. It has to be the save call. That's a good enough round coming in from Gambit Youngsters. Now 6-4. It has been relatively close at the start of this game, I have to say, though. I was kind of expecting Gambit Youngsters to have an easier time with things coming into this matchup. I thought Gambit Youngsters were going to be able to get off to a really good start. I'm happy that Syman actually put up a good fight, though. Not this long position. Got to keep an eye on this. Currently Norbert desperately trying to save his M4. They have just walked past each other. And that's Supra that's gone past through the toilets onto the long side. So Norbert will be allowed to survive into this next round. So will Supra, as they both save their weapons on over it. 6-4 on the board. Gambit Youngsters 2 in the lead. And here comes the buy from Syman Gaming. They're starting to get into the last legs, though. They lose this one. They're going to be in an economic drought for the next couple of rounds. And that's when we should be seeing Gambit Youngsters take a pretty convincing lead.
Yeah, Gambit looking to pull on through with the lead that they've, already got in terms of the buy rounds. They've been looking dominant. Chiro's picking up the op and finding himself the opening. And for Syman, you got to realize they win the first couple early rounds. But since then, it's even one buy round, immediately reset. Coming into this one, they're put down to the 5 versus 4, the man disadvantage to work around. And that CT side are so strong at the moment. Sorry, the T side are so strong at the moment. Although, hello, what is this from Cade? He comes in with a triple, holding B all by himself as his teammate Chaos falls. They've got a molly to stop him from getting out. They know he's trapped down barrels. Nealon falls and a 2v2 ensues. With the knowledge, whoa, okay, Exile, straight through the smoke. Norbert's left alone. 1v2 and they're just going to rush up to A.
When they run on up, it's going to be Shiro looking for the bomb plant. He will get it through. Just Norbert left alone. Be walking up through the bathrooms. Currently Shiro and Axel just sitting back at the moment. Smoke going to go down towards the bike. Now the spray coming through the wall. Axel starting to come up around the corner. Again, 47 sprays away. Norbert goes down. And a 7th round picked up here for Gambit youngsters. Exactly the round they'd be hoping for. Going into this next one, Syman, take a look at what they've got. It's going to be a good buy. Well, the real issue will be Nealon. He'll have the weaker purchase, but for the most part, pretty good buy across the board coming in from Syman. Good bit of utility here from Nealon as well. So Gambit youngsters, AK-47s. No open plan Shiro, just going to keep the rifles. Freeze them up a little bit, gives them extra space to play with. Deep Molotov coming in, preventing Shiro from peeking in towards middle, but it is smoked off and he can immediately cross in towards playground.
Yeah, 3 of them, in fact, going into playground, clearing out those long pushes, just making sure that Syman don't get anything for the smokes. They're conscious that there could be someone around Fountain. You can see that the flash is going to go over, allowing them to clear out, make sure party is clear, all that sort of stuff. And Syman just burning down a little bit of the clock with that early utility usage. Going to get inside Gambit youngsters' heads. Much more defaulted round from Gambit. I don't know if that's just because of the utility or if that was the intention at the start of the round. Certainly with the 3 players going towards short, it looks like it is a change of pace. They've not got any control down on water. And if I'm Syman at the moment, with no flash thrown over on water, I'd start to get a little bit aggressive. You know, consistently, Gambit have been throwing over that flash. They've been making noise. The players been stepping up close. And I think they've got to realize, okay, well, something's different in this round. What does that mean about Gambit's setup? Although their intention is to go late B, at this point, Syman could easily have control of short B. And so they're exclusively coming into Monster, where there's 3 players from the CT side ready to stop them. Question mark, what's going on? 1-for-1 trade. Super eventually coming ahead with a double, but that was a disaster. A B stack? 2 players not even looking at the guys coming out of Monster. That's insane.
Yeah, that's definitely not the way it should have gone. And now Supra find himself those 3 kills. It's an 8th round here for Gambit youngsters. Syman Gaming, when we come into this round, it's going to be the M4 in the hands of Nealon. They're struggling, Mitch. They're getting buys in. They're getting the buys through, but they're just not able to win the rounds.
I mean, like,
this is more...
just look at the setup they had in that last round. You've got a player, Close Monster, who's staring at a wall. He's floating up on the close right. And no one's watching the run out Monster. So how do you 4-man stack B and get cut off by a B rush? How does that happen? No one's ready for the site to be hit that you're stacking. That's crazy.
It's kind of... doesn't really make sense, but... nonetheless, Gambit youngsters will not be complaining. An 8th round added to their tally. And a round coming up here where most of the players... main goal here for Syman Gaming is to save as much money as possible going into these next rounds. So we take a look at what they've got at the moment. It's not going to be their best buy at all. They've left around 2k in the bank on most players. Nealon dipping a little bit below that. 0.7k, but he's got a rifle to play with in this round. So he's having a little bit of a go. See how much damage he can do. Gambit youngsters though, their economy is so well built up. Shiro has 12.4k in the bank. Axel 8.2k. Enters Nafany on $7,000. The only player with a weaker money is Supra, and well, his teammates have enough to drop him, so that'll be recovered very shortly. A good man advantage picked up early here for Gambit youngsters. This is looking like a 9th round. Ooh. Nealon needs to do more from that position, Mitch. Definitely need to do more from that spot. Super and Inter is finding the kills as they enter the A bomb site via long. It's Kid and Mo left into a 2 versus 4. 19 seconds as the bomb will go down and get planted. Pushing through the smoke, it's Kid. He will go down. And that's a good kill from Nafny. Now just Mo left into a 1 versus 4. And well, he's got that M4, so he probably would want to save that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Saving over the M4 is pretty much the only choice.
I mean, especially, obviously, in 1 versus 4, it doesn't have the Kevlar. Carrying this over is going to probably drop that to, well, anybody who wants it right now. At this point, everybody kind of has enough money to go. Maybe Nealon receives his M4 back. Who knows how that would go, but it is going to be the purchase up. Up here for Mo, straight away. The rest of the M4 is available across the team. And the utility comes through, but all I know is it's going to be a time to shine here for Syman Gambit. They need to start posting round wins. And in this scenario, they might actually be able to do it. If they don't, well, 10-4. We're starting to get into the last few rounds of this half, and oh, this is not looking good at all here. Oh, even worse now that that boost has paid off. Kid was actually just coming off the top of heaven, dropping into the site, and he just falls to his death before he even hits the ground. Great shot from Shiro, great opening for Gambit youngsters. The boost pays off.
And with that, I mean, that's a man advantage that Syman didn't need to give away at this stage of the game. 9 rounds for Gambit's T side. As we said, this map is dominant for them. And it's only getting worse. Norbert taken down on the aggressive fountain push. Now, the thing is, Syman have made that reaction that I was talking about earlier on. They don't hear the flashes coming over. They realize Gambit are not taking control of B short, and so they push up. That's good. What's bad is having no players left when they do push into whatever site. Nealon's hearing all the steps. He knows it's a stampede long. If he doesn't find many kills, it's all over and he's dead. With that, just going to be an A plant. Syman on their way up, but they're going to be smoked off when they get there. There's still 4 Molotovs left. Every player has one.
Well, Gambit youngsters confront themselves the 10th round, and Mo is left alone now with the AWP, trying to save that into the next round. He's the only player to get a kill in this one for Syman, so it isn't the best of outcomes at all from the CIS team. Have to say though, so it's been a much more team-based effort here from Gambit youngsters on Overpass, in comparison to, you know, one-man army that it was at times over on Trin. Shiro and, well, 2-man army. Shiro and Axel were doing so much work. Just got rid of the AWP towards the end there.
I mean, they've got so much money. Why not sacrifice it? Give it to Gaben.
Buy another one. Let's buy another one. And while Shiro, he does pick up the AWP, flexing the cash a little bit.
Look at the money that they've got left. Like, Inter says 14k. So what's that?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Maybe a little donation is required here to Syman. Utility coming down in towards middle. It's going to be Inters that takes a little bit off the top, but not too much. Perfect haircut, really. Oh, now this could be spicy. Shiro holding on for the monster peak. Comes down to timing whether or not he finds one kill. He's in the open. Oh, he's going to go down. Was in the perfect spot for it. Unfortunately, he will go down. This aggression paying off for 2 kills. Kid gets another. It's Axel going down. Mo holding on towards short, shuts down Nafny, and it's now Super and Inters left alone in a 2 versus 5. Gambit youngsters crumble in the last round of the half.
In a way, one more round, 10-5 by the looks of things. Super and Inter is the unlikely duo to clutch this one out. As the smoke goes down, there's a gap, I'm pretty sure. Look at the angle that's being held. You can see the feet. The bomb not picked up. The spray didn't connect that much damage. And the second smoke to allow that bomb to be retrieved. This would be a miracle if they can pull it off. Oh, hello, Inters. Almost good for the second. He got that. It was doable, but they're not ready for the flank. They're not ready to end this one 10-5, but they have to. And Gambit youngsters still walk away with an insane T side. If they picked up the pistol, it would be slightly more forgivable, but look at that. That scoreline is just tragic. 3 rounds in a row to start things off, and yet Syman end on 5. Now their T side is going to be very difficult because of exactly what you highlighted a second ago, Tinko. The fact that Gambit have made it to 10-5 without a very top-heavy scoreboard. Everybody is showing up, and so the advantages when you move to the T side are not really there.
Well, Syman starting to come forward. It's going to be Nafni, Supra, and Inter is finding the kills. Neil and Mo find a couple back in, and now it's 2 versus 3. All man advantage available here for the youngsters side into a pistol round that would put them into a really comfortable position. Mo's about to get boosted over the top to try and pull this back. He might just get the opportunity. There it is. Takes away Shiro's life, and now a 2 versus 2. It's exactly what Syman were looking for. Just some sort of way back into this pistol round. Find a headshot. Now they walk together outside of Monster. Nafni currently positioned on the pillar. Just realizing as well, Mo was part of the Gambit roster that won the major. Well, Supra takes 1 headshot, second kill coming in as well. Cleans up the B monster hit and makes it look easy. 11 rounds picked up, 4 Gambit youngsters. 3 kills collected, 4 Supra into the pistol round. He'll be feeling happy about that. Syman continue down the negative spiral of round losses. Gambit youngsters, well, back to winning ways.
Yeah, back on track. Gambit youngsters are looking solid. The fact that they're coming into the second round not up against a force buy as well means even more rounds and an even bigger lead for Syman. Gotta be depressing where they're at right now. Not only do they have to come back into the series, but into the map. Not even like it's in tight contention. At least 1 kill is going to be found for them, but that is all it ends at. 12-5 we roll. For Gambit, their CT side isn't a weakness. It's not something I'd look at and say, you know, this is where Syman stand anywhere near a better chance. But if it was, you know, Shiro, Axile, 20+ kills, and the rest of the team struggling, that's where it could be something to work with. But when Super, Nafni, and Inters are all having good games at the same time on a map that Gambit are so comfortable on, I don't see any way Syman win. They've got to go 0 to 100 on us.
This door blowing open. Boost up Nealon on top of Norbert's head. And give him a bit of an elevated vision in towards this B-bomb site. And Molotov looking to prevent the boost, and while using that utility, oh, this could be huge. Nafni goes up, manages 1 and gets down immediately. No trade potential there for Syman, and they attempted a boost. Doesn't work for them. Instead, the reciprocal side boost instead and find success. That's just unfortunate for Syman.
It's unlucky, that's for sure. Looking to move into the B site with a flank on the way is even more unlucky. As the shots connected and Norbert, Molly down on short to slow the play. Everybody can be focused up on the long take. And it is 10 seconds or so until Axile is right up behind them, ripping them apart. Utility still in towards this bomb site. Flash thrown out by Super concludes it. They're even going to get kills off the back of it. Axile doesn't even get to get involved in that round. He was a second or 2 out from finding a big play. But instead his teammates on the side just sweep it up. And that is very much what's happening to Syman at the moment. They're just being swept away. Taken out with the trash.
Oh, not the one place you'd want to be taken out to. Well, 13-5, 3 away from victory here at Gambit youngsters. Again, take a look at what Syman have. It's a horrible situation. They were going up against just FAMAS in the last round, and now they give it away AKs. They find themselves back on the pistols. Gambit youngsters in the prime position to potentially just take this. 14-5. Next gun round is Where it all matters for Syman. And from that point onwards, it almost has to be flawless. We came out of training and we're like, okay, Gambit youngsters should be the team. The takeover pass. I said many a time, if Syman ought to win the series, they've got to win train. I think this was always going to be one where Gambit youngsters feel very comfortable. Nealon will take away Shiro, and then the Molotov goes down in front of the players, now running through the fire and the flames, and they melt with the bullets. It's 14-5, 2 away from victory here, Gambit youngsters. And here comes the buy from Syman. Last legs purchase coming right up.
The last chance, the last opportunity for Syman to stay alive. Here they come, rolling on into it with an AWP on Mo. AK's on the rest and full utility, spread out for a fairly slow round. They want to spread their bases, the flash over short as they go in for the control. They're holding playground. They're looking for connector presence as well. I don't think that's with the intention of going B. They're looking for top con picks instead. They've already got control down on short, so there's no need to assist there. They've pushed the op back over to the side as Shiro falls off. But as he goes back, Axel goes forward by himself. W keying through. Chaos in for a surprise because look who's here. Hello. And an opening duel for Gambit youngsters. I don't know how they've gotten away with that. And Axel is just going to run back up long. It doesn't look like he'll be traded out. That's a great start to the round.
It is a fantastic start. Again, anybody who is just tuning in, currently a second map. Gambit youngsters lead by 1 as indicated by the filled-in star below their name. So this is currently looking like it is going to be a Gambit win unless we're going to see Syman step up here on the B-bomb site. Going on in at Supra. Has got Nafany around the corner on the pillar as well. Supra's going to grab one. Inters goes down, but Nafany's still alive on the pillar itself. And Norbert, oh, he's going to go down. It's all on Mo. A 1 versus 4 for him to clutch this round out. And I just don't see a world in which this happens. It's looking like a 15th round, a series point coming up for Gambit youngsters. Mo far removed from the B-bomb site. Probably wouldn't mind saving that AWP into the next round. That's exactly the call from him. He goes back, he tries to save this AWP. And that's the best case scenario. And it's not the best scenario to be in, unfortunately, here. All right, here it is. Gambit youngsters just 1 round away from taking this series, Mitch.
Yeah, as predicted, Gambit youngsters dominant on overpass. Where can Syman go? Well, nowhere, really. Out of the series. At this point, 10 in a row it's just not feasible. Not versus this team, not on this map. It's been a good attempt. Yeah, we've had some good rounds from them. But ever since coming on here, it's looked like it was already over. We're going to try a boost here. Mo up on top of it, looking for the player in heaven. He's going to get the opportunity, but Shiro, he's ready for that. He knows Syman's tricks. He was trying it on his T side and got 1 out of 2 successful picks with it, but now punishes them for even thinking about using it against Gambit. Oh man, that's upsetting. First of all, you don't want to lose the pick in this round, but especially not when you're trying to four-man boost up. And they're just waiting for it.
Well, man advantage in play for Gambit youngsters as we move into the last few seconds of this. Shiro. Forward top connector. Big P comes in. Kios can be dropped to 55 HP. Another charge from Syman Gaming comes up. In towards middle. Nealon's going to be front man. Axel piece out towards long, but Norbert's there. Blinded, doesn't matter. Still takes away Axel. And now the push comes on towards the side. Shiro looking to hold on, looking to be the man that gets an important kill, and there it is. But he's overrun by Nealon. And a small chance, just a small one here for Syman to potentially get another round to stay alive here in this series. Molotov burns away Norbert into a more aggressive position. Nealon takes the fight against Supra and wins it. And Norbert with the P250 keeps the team alive. It's actually the Glock that will dome Nafany. And a 6th round picked up for Syman. They're not done yet. They keep on fighting. And Gambit youngsters, they will not see victory in that round, but maybe in this one as they purchase up yet again.
And they've got the money to work with. Honestly, knowing Gambit youngsters, it'll be a force buy even if they lose this. With that kind of a round lead, especially. Coming up with the start of the round, again, different approach from Syman, going in for the short control. Connector late, going to be down to support short with Norbert in position at the edge of the tunnel holding for aggression. They're again spreading their bases and just looking for the gradual map control that Gambit youngsters are conceding quite happily. They're playing a passive game, relying on Shiro finding some of these duels. Long is where they're hoping that the engagement will come through. But thinking about it, Syman don't really go long, do they? From what we've seen so far, it's been very connector to B focused and the occasional toilets push. Long's a part of a map that you generally don't see Syman occupying, and with that, dedicating 3 players to the A side is a little bit reckless from Gambit. As they're about to face into a B hit, there's only 2 players to defend. The closest has a very long 8-second rotate down.
Comes out on towards the side. It's Norbert that takes down Supra. Enters. Gets one headshot as Norbert is able to reply. And now it's a man advantage in play for Syman Gaming. The one-man advantage, though, intact. And the player's completely far removed here. Gambit youngsters conceding another round. Syman starting to find round after round now. The issue is, for me, I just don't see a way in which they make this even slightly competitive. But if they are to, they've just got to be flawless for the next rounds. They cannot lose a single round now, Mitch. And that's when things just become very unrealistic to expect Gambit youngsters not to eventually roll into one-round win. Based on the skill that they've got, and based on the back and forth of this series on the previous map as well. So it's hard to see a way in which Gambit youngsters lose this. It feels like it's inevitable, but any rounds that Syman can pick up and make the scoreline look respectable, then fair enough. Especially if it comes down to round difference in some scenarios, which that would be interesting. But 15-7, Syman Gaming. They have got the AWP out for Mo, they've got all the rifles. Gambit, they do save for the most part, and actually a little bit of money left over here on Nafni. Super also has cash, he can buy a weapon over, so they're going to get another full buy again.
Yeah, like I was saying, even if Gambit lost that round, a force buy seemed quite likely. Just the kind of team they are with the leads, that they go in for the more aggressive plays, economically. Although this one obviously is much more grounded in reality. A timeout called by the CT side to discuss the strategy as they rock on in with 8 rounds left before they're faced with an overtime. That is not a comeback that they want to allow Syman to have, but not one that's too likely either. As we've mentioned time and time again, this map is just insane for Gambit. And although Syman have done well in the early halves, when it comes down to late stage buy rounds, they fall apart. Remains to be seen if that's going to happen here on the T side, as we see again the exact same strategy early round. 2 players watching outside of A, albeit a bit more passive than normal. A connector play with Norbert going through short. And Gambit have not contested short at all so far. Even that passive hold has been the most that they've gone for. What is that trade by Nafni? Oh, God.
Well, that's an important trade as well, because that keeps it 4v4 as you move into the last minute of this round. Syman Gaming having to be perfect. They cannot let anything slide. As they go on in towards long, it's Kios who will be the front man clearing this first corner. Checking in towards the bathrooms with his teammate now slotting into position. Enters down in towards the water pit. Currently Syman, with the vast majority of the players, still in towards a long. Kid on the other side of the divider in towards middle. Shiro wants to come in towards the position. He's going to hit the shot. Kid now under pressure. The USP's pulled and he's finished off. Looking back for more. It's Shiro. It might just be done here, Mitch. It's all onto Mo. A 1 versus 4, and Gambit youngsters look like they will be cleaning up their first game in the group here. Brilliant stuff coming in from Gambit youngsters. A really clinical showing on Overpass. Or showing as to why we understand why this team is so strong on this map.